Just off the Sorrento coast near Naples is the island of Capri, known for its dramatic cliffs, beautiful waters, and vibrant Italian towns. We took a day trip out there on a small boat tour from Sorrento. There are big public ferries that go too, but I think the tour is definitely the right way to go, and there are many operators to choose from. They circle the island on the way there, so you get to see a lot more of the natural beauty. Depending on the weather and the waves, there's a lot of different places you can go. The Blue Grotto is the most famous, but there's also a Green Grotto and a bunch of other named grottos too. A grotto is just a small cave where the sun hits the water right. You can see pretty colors. More impressive to me were the rock formations. Most of the island juts up sharply and steeply out of the water, rising up to nearly 2,000 feet at the highest point. On the south side are the Capri Faraglioni, which translates to stacks. 3 big standalone formations that themselves get up to 350 feet tall and have distinctive shapes. They're the most famous landmark of the island and appear in all kinds of different media across the world representing Capri and Italy. The tour guides whipped out a magazine cover with models on it and the rocks in the background and told us we were going to recreate their photo. The other benefit of the small boat is a chance to swim. I didn't carry my snorkel across the world for nothing. I was going to use it. This was the beginning of October, so it wasn't exactly scorching out, but that is irrelevant to my point. If I hadn't jumped in, I would have missed the tiny fish. All right, maybe not essential. I could have stayed on the boat with the adult beverages. After that, you land at the Marina Grande, which is really not all that big, though it's got room for some fancy yachts at least. I quite liked our tour guides / boat drivers. Honestly, they were clearly having a lot of fun, but this is the part where we could have used some more explanation because getting off the boat was a bit of a cluster, so let me pass on what knowledge I can here. Basically, there's 3 areas on the island you might be as a tourist. That's not so many, but remember how I said the place goes up to 2,000 feet high? The small town of Anacapri is at the top, so you can't walk. Obviously, the Marina Grande is at the bottom, and the main town of Capri is in the middle. To get between them, there seems to be 3 main options. Private taxi, which were honestly really quirky and fun looking, but apparently also really expensive. Public bus that we didn't even really try to figure out, and then a private bus, in quotes, private as in privately owned tourism company, not that you get it to yourself. This was sad because I actually found this private bus system made sense in the end, but they pissed everyone off with a bit of a bait and switch calling it private for our group at the start. They must have been swamped that day because it was a madhouse of people getting off boats and packed in waiting for buses. No one really explaining the system or anything. I should note there's a funicular between the marina and Capri if you want to take that, and God knows I'm a fan of a good funicular, but we actually opted to skip Capri altogether. That's where the designer stores and most expensive restaurants are. We went right up to Anacapri and used our time there. Another reason you need someone to drive you is the roads are ridiculous. It's kind of par for the course in Italy, but these might have been extra narrow. And ironically, after getting everyone mad down below, when we got off the bus at the top, a guy from the company explained the whole system.
Our company has 22 blue buses. We have 3 stations, one in the harbor, one in Capri, one in Anacapri where we are.
It's just a hop-on, hop-off system between the 3 stops. It's not complicated. There's also tons of shops and restaurants up here, and we walked around a bit and got some food. Caprese salad is, of course, from here, but I was too hungry to have a salad for lunch that day. Fried risotto ball and a sandwich instead, and they were delicious. For the record, I also did not get Capri pants, which, yes, are also named after this island. My favorite fact about the area is that it's a protected cat colony. We bothered more cats here than any other place on the trip, and I might have given one part of my sandwich. But the coolest thing about Anacapri is they have a chairlift up to the highest point on the island.
Danny, you made it?
She made it. one person per chair, and you can't ever ski down, but it's a unique way to see the whole place. And we had lucky weather this day, so it was gorgeous. At the top, you can see in every direction, and it's neat to see the places where we were in the boat earlier from so high up. Totally different vantage point. There's a little restaurant, gift shop thing up there, and a small garden area with lookouts to walk in, but you can actually just wander out onto the hillside paths if you want to. Technically, you could hike all day to get back down to the boat, but we did not have time for that. The day trip is for sure worth it, though we did ultimately feel a little bit pressed for time. We could have done more, but there wasn't so much that I wanted to stay the night or anything. The weather probably helped my impression, but this came across as just lovely. And we learned that Danny likes boat tours, so we'll need to do more of those in the future. If you enjoyed the video, please do consider subscribing, and check out the other videos from this Italian trip. And thanks for watching.